didn't tell anybody. I just, I'm leaving in 30 minutes. I decided it was a priority. It's a priority to come in here and go live. All right, I'm talking today about what I'm actually distracted at the moment with the new deck of cards. How we carry what is not ours and never was. It was never ours to carry. Emotionally, energetically, how many things have we taken on from our family, our parents in the womb, it, that. And then we have ancestral stuff that gets passed along. All the things. All the things. Good morning. Who found me? Somebody found me already. Good, good. And we unconsciously do it without realizing that I'm acting out something that was never mine to begin with. And then we keep carrying it as if it's a badge of honor to carry our stuff that never belonged to us. Mel, good morning. You did. Good. I'm glad you got the announcement. I didn't advertise. I didn't put it out anywhere. I'm leaving in 30 minutes and I thought it's really happy Hanukkah. Yeah. It's my commitment. It's my commitment and I wanted to make sure I came in. And I couldn't decide. So I finally went, I just gotta go early before I leave. So I'm talking about how we what happens when we stop carrying what is not ours. And it's going to be a one-day session next Saturday. I have a tool to give to everyone. I'm super excited about it. So next Saturday, it'll be a one-time thing, and I don't have anything ready for it. I just got this inspiration, and so I wanted to talk about where I've been. I've been here in this space of continuously shedding what's not mine and how unconsciously we carry it. And we don't even realize it. I always thought that I was angry for a long time, and I suppressed it for a long time. And then when it came out, oh my gosh, I didn't even recognize myself. And I thought, oh, that's just all my dad's stuff, because my dad was pretty angry. And then I had a session with someone who's like, oh, and this is your mom's stuff. I thought, my mom was so composed that it just didn't see it or acknowledge it. My dad was very expressed in his, so yeah. So it was like, oh, I'm carrying my parents' anger. Good morning, and that's part of our role here. If you've come here and you've shown up and you're hearing this is our role here in this life, is to clear those generations of that anger and that survival and the things that no longer serve. Now, what I can tell you as at this point in our life, typically on this ascension path, on this up leveling and upgrading in our time, in the past lifetimes, we didn't make it through. We couldn't. The energy couldn't support us, and we couldn't keep going. And so we left. We left the planet. And so in this lifetime, we're here. It's accumulation of all the lifetimes. And so we're releasing and clearing what's not ours. And it never was. But as part of being human on this planet, that's how it goes. We inherited in our bones and in our body. And so that's what we've been doing. And it feels, sometimes it feels like betrayal. If I let go of this thing that I've lived with and survived with for my whole lifetimes, then I'm betraying my parents because I'm clearing that, or I'm letting that go, or I'm changing and transforming. It's kind of sneaky. But when we carry it like it's our honor and our badge, we carry our pain like it's that. And when it comes time to take a look and clear it, it changes our life and our relationships. Our role is to clear up negativity, yeah. Exactly. It's heavy. It's really heavy. I shifted out of the like negative. It's heavy energy. And it's not, it was never ours to carry, but we don't know. We didn't know different. We haven't not ever known different. We come in and we're taught and we've inherited their stuff and then we keep on living it until we don't, until we realize that it's not ours to carry and it never was. And we get that. We have the honor. We have the honor and the pleasure. It doesn't always feel good. Doesn't always feel comfortable. How we continue to carry it is we keep telling the story. I've said this for quite some time. When I continue to tell the story, I regenerate it in my body. And I regenerate the chemical maelstrom, the chemical storm that happens in my body. And I keep repeating it. And I live in that loop. And that's what we're here to shift. When we shift and stop carrying what's not ours, we change all of our relationships because of how we show up, not because we did anything to try to change them. We changed ourselves and everything around us starts to change because people are now responding to our energy. So we get more peaceful, we're quiet, it's easy, our life becomes easier and more effortless. How about that? What would it be like to feel peaceful inside? Did anybody, if you're around my age, when we were kids, we were bored in the summertime. We had the whole summer and we would get bored and we want to do more stuff, or we played all summer long, but by the time it was over, I think most of us were almost ready to go back to school. I grew up in the country, and so, but it was quiet. It was a quiet time. We weren't trying to produce and like we are as adults or prove our worth. So it's as if we're going backwards a little bit. It's not backwards, it's remembering what it feels like to be peaceful with yourself. Being at ease is in the flow. Pushing and forcing and trying to, good morning, pushing and forcing and trying to make things happen, that we're not in the flow, we're actually creating that resistance. Perpetuate, which means complicate, yes. Definitely are a part of it. Yeah, carrying what's not yours sounds laughably ironic, right? I know, doesn't it? Considering everything your ilk has done. May your karma find you. Oh yes, no thanks. My karma is we're completing many contracts of our karma. So yeah, it's when we clear the traumas and the lower vibration of energies that we've been carrying, we reset our nervous system. At this point of my life, it's finally starting to get reset where it's much more comfortable to be quiet and still. But until I came to this point, I was constantly going. My nervous system, when I would get still, I'd be like, oh, I better look for something. I'm looking for something. The other shoe's going to fall. Something's going to happen, and I'm not ready. I better be on guard. And I was constantly living that way. It's very stressful, very exhausting. And many of us do that. And then we have a culture that perpetuates that. So when we learn how to get quiet with ourselves and see what we've been carrying that is no longer ours, never was, then we learn how to, we learn how to slow down and get quiet inside. And then trusting. Now I'm learning to trust that when I'm quiet and it's easy and it's effortless, then I'm in the flow. And I'm walking aligned with the divine. I'm not trying to make things happen and I'm not trying to force them to happen. I'm simply aligning. For example, I had a situation with someone that, dear friend, and just kind of stopped coming around. We all go to the same meeting, 12-step meeting. And so last night he was there and I'd heard something that he apparently said about me. And I thought, what? I was shocked. And so I approached him last night and inquired. And I started with, how I met him and what he means to me and how important he is to me. And I could see him light up. And then I asked about that stuff. And he said, yeah, I just felt like things were like certain people were running the show. And I just went, that was, I was shocked about the things that had happened, but that it was said about me. Like, so we got to clean that up. And I was not going to say anything. I was just going to leave it there. And then when I saw him, I thought, I don't feel comfortable with that. Because I'm giving that a lot of space and a lot of energy. Because it's not clean. And I'm not clear in it. So I had the conversation with him. And we both felt clean and clear when we were done. So I don't have to carry what's not mine. Because when I'm carrying what's not mine, I'm carrying whatever I think he's thinking. Yeah, anybody do that? Well, I think I know what he's thinking, so I'm going to carry that shit with me. And then I have what somebody said that he said. I'm carrying that with me. It's just much simpler. And there are ways to have the conversation and to approach them without making someone wrong about it, just simply inquiring. And he actually, in fact, did say something. And he owned it. Clean. I don't have to carry that anymore. It's not mine. It was never mine to carry. My history is to carry that stuff. Because that's what I learned. Oh, let's not talk about it. Let's not get uncomfortable. Let's brush it all under the carpet. And today I'm not willing to do that. So when we are willing to take the action and clear our consciousness, but also clear our path by clearing out that energy, it's a lot easier, a lot more comfortable. We get comfortable in our own skin. So the card from the deck I have, and it's Divine Beloved, Tosha Silver. I have had a couple of her decks, I think. And it's this card. It's heart. I allow love to lead. Change me, Divine Beloved, into one who can allow love to lead my life. May I offer myself completely to the highest, so all may occur as needed. Grant me peace and contentment wherever I am. Use me for the greatest good. Yeah. What we're talking about here. Lead from the heart. And this is the back of the card. The card's pretty cool. They're pretty. Maybe you have any questions about this? It sounds really simple. I will complicate it. How about that? Humans, we can be very complicated. I will complicate it. If there's a way to complicate it, I have done it. I don't need to do that today. And that's been a practice. The complication is right here. I'll let that stuff run around in my head and I create all kinds of stories and scenarios before I've ever had a conversation or before I even know maybe what the truth is. So we make up stories and build up a case and then I deny myself the opportunity to speak to someone because I've already decided for them. Yes. So we're not trying to fix anything. We're not trying to change the other person. I'm simply getting clear with myself and getting honest. When listening. When we've been raised in homes where guilt and shame were part of the dialogue from our families, it imprints. We're like a blueprint. We imprint with all that stuff. So that was never ours. And we learn it from our parents, whether they've said it or not, or those that raised us. And it's been scientifically shown that when a woman is like, I've not had kids, so when my mom was pregnant with me, let me go back one more. When her mom was pregnant with her, in the womb, my mom already had all the eggs that she would ever have. So I'm already an egg in her body. She's pregnant with me. And now I've inherited all that stuff that's come from her mother and her mother and her mother on down the line. Accumulation. We inherit it in our DNA. And then women just carry. So it's by design, for the experience, part of being human. It gets easier. And it gets easier when I turn my blinkers inward. I focus on me and my energy and how I'm showing up in the world. And I stop focusing on you and wondering what you're thinking about me. Because I did that for most of my life. People pleaser in recovery here. Mostly recovered. There are moments. As we stop carrying the stuff that never belonged to us, our life just automatically gets quieter. As it gets quieter, that's where the nervous system starts to reset, rewire. We learn how to trust ourselves. And so for every action we take that's creating that trust in ourselves, our nervous system gets rewired. And we get quieter and happier. And the energy right now, we're ending the 9 year, coming into a 1, 10, but it's 1. So all new beginnings. So the energy is just, I don't know if y'all noticed, while it's still intense, it feels a lot lighter. It doesn't feel nearly as heavy as the whole year has felt. And so I'm super grateful for that. So enjoy that. Feel it all, but enjoy it. And know that we don't have to go create anything. I used to, years ago, if there wasn't something going on, my nervous system was designed and wired for chaos and drama. And when there was nothing going on, I would manufacture something so that it felt normal to me. So if you have people in your life that like drama and chaos, that feels normal to them. To you, you're like, why? What the heck are you doing? And why do you keep doing it? And it looks different for everyone. And I would say that about people. Big dramatic things, mine were a lot quieter. I would still create them because that's what I was wired for. So when you see someone in your life that continues the drama, that's what their nervous system is wired for. That's what they feel safe in. Isn't that crazy? You look at it and you're like, what? That's just not safety. That's crazy. It's craziness and it's crazy making. But that's what their nervous system is wired for. If someone's been in abuse all their life, or I've known people that have grown up in drug homes where their families were addicts and alcoholics and cooking and making the stuff to sell. And that's what they grew up in. That's all they knew. That's safety to them in their nervous system. And so when it gets quiet, when you just start on the journey and it's getting quiet in yourself, it's not comfortable. And that doesn't feel safe. Because it's not what your nervous system is used to. There's whole science to back this up about how our nervous system gets programmed and wired especially when we're young. So stay tuned for more. If you have any questions, let me pull up. I did not pull up YouTube. Let me pull it up here. See if I'm missing something that's not showing up on my phone. Any comments? How are you relating to this? Go here. Oh my God. Yes, I missed a bunch of stuff. Where's that lady? I don't know. Oh my gosh. Wow. This makes me laugh. Are y'all looking at these ridiculous comments? Yeah, that's funny. It's funny shit. Thank you, Mel. I think he took care of these things. Yeah, there was a lot not showing up on my phone, which is probably a good thing. All right, lovelies. Any questions or comments about this? I know you're relating to it. Thank you. Yeah, I can't see them on my phone, so thank you for the hearts. I see them on my computer. Anything else? Is there anything else? Quiet. It's quiet. My brain is quiet. Oh my god. Oh, that's funny. I used to not laugh about this stuff. I would take it very personal, and oh my god, and now I'm like, oh, you're so ridiculous. Go find your own tribe. You don't belong here. All right, lovelies. Have a fabulous, beautiful, beautiful weekend, and stay tuned. I'll come back in here before next weekend and be here live on Saturday. Doing my normal thing on Saturday. Tawana. I don't know how to say that. Hello. So I'll be here next Saturday for sure to do this part. So if you like it and you like what's going on here, subscribe, turn on the notification so you get notified. So if you missed the post where I tell you, or I didn't tell you because I didn't do it this morning, I didn't do it for today. It was spontaneous coming in now because I'm getting ready to leave. So, and I'll come in somewhere in the week to drop in the one-time session for next Saturday for this tool. It's like a tool that you can use anytime, anywhere, and clear the trauma without having to, sometimes we get this idea we got to relive it and go through it again. We don't have to do any of that. And I knew that, and I could talk about that, and I finally have the rest of the puzzle for to show you and to give you. So if you're interested in knowing how to do that, super simple. Lifetime tool. It's a lifetime tool that you can use anytime, anywhere. All right, lovelies. Have a beautiful weekend. Christmas this week. Holy cow. Yeah, but Saturday's going to be a good day, and then I think a lot of people will be off and available. So stay tuned for more of it, about that. Have a Merry Christmas if I don't happen to see you before then, or whatever you celebrate. How about that? Whatever you celebrate. All right, I will see you soon. Namaste.